Welcome to another episode of Blessed or Rested. Today we have a song coming to you from It-3RPRO artist Chief YAHReal. Today the song is entitled Grief, coming to you from the album Chief Enlightenment. Let's get into the song. Grief. I know you're dealing with a whole lot of grief, 'cause you've been out there giving a lot of grief for side dish. It come along with all that you commit, out there defending your right to get everything that you want tonight, or you don't mind sliding and bunker a pine to debunk the myth that you supposed to have it all and never fall victim to the prey. I have to say that your day coming, that they stay running away from you. Please, ways of taking and making a sad love that you're dealing with a whole lot of grief. It's because you extended a lot of grief. You got grief, it's got teeth, and it keep coming hunting after you. It's gonna ravish your mind. It's gonna affect your mental health. All you did it for was wealth, to get it on the shelf so you have everything counted. But you ain't account for the more that's in store on the dark side. The dark matter is a black hole. It sucked you in. He got you absorbed. It's bust you up. It's deep in sea, going for the Titanic gold. The gold didn't mean combustion, but the Russian got you scary and got you everywhere scattered. Why it matter? Because all the way it got you in grief and in disbelief. They took away the chief of the land. I know you're dealing with a whole lot of grief. It's 'cause you created a whole lot of grief around the world. No, grief. The grief from creating beef all around the world. Let's go all around the panel and find out what they think of the song by Chief YAHReal called Grief. Fishman, what's your thoughts? Grief. This is low vibe stuff we going through it now. We going down the emotional chart. We got grief. You got had fear. We got to cheer ourselves up. We got to be able to lift ourselves up and recognize when we in grief, when we creating beef for no reason at all. I'ma say, rest the grief, rest it. We gotta rest it because we don't need grief. We need to know when we in grief so we can pick up our belief and get out the doubt. Thank you. Wang Lu, what's your thought? The grief that we feel when we have things not go our way. The grief of the pain from wanting things to go specifically the way we thought they would, but they don't always happen that way. So we have grief And the grief makes us feel as if we are inadequate to be able to participate in life peaceably. So I say, when it comes to grief, we should put grief to rest. I say, rest it, because even though people need to know about grief, we don't need to hear about grief. Good point. My guy, what's your thoughts? Grief. Grief is what happened anytime there's beef, baby. The beef is on, and it's on now. It's going to be on and found until whoever is laid down. So I say, bless it, because grief, you create the beef, you got to deal with it. You got to understand that you extended the beef, because the beef could have been over, but you wanted to keep it prolonged. You wanted to keep a strong mind, mad. You want to be, like you sad about the fact that you breathing, that you on this side receiving air. You want something to be fair? That's why you got grief. Rest it, man. Listening to grief just ain't what I'm about, because people gonna have grief anyway. And to be complaining about it, you gotta be maintaining with and without it. Thank you. Billy B. Oh, we love to give them grief. Grief is our number one gift. We got grief for you. Grief is what you have to have when the beef come your way. You're like, oh, why is it happening to me? You start thinking outside of the box. You start wondering why. You start questioning the Creator because you got so much grief, so much turmoil. We give you hardships. When your money come, we don't allow it to flip. We give you stories. We give you lies. We give you things to have deniability in your mindset. That is the grief. And I'm happy that our grief has been displayed and played over and over again throughout the world. Grief, baby. You gotta have that grief. If you don't know about grief, that is the gift that we give you. The grief of worry, the grief of concern, the grief of not knowing when it's your turn, the grief of getting you to feel straight hopeless. That's what we hope for. So I say bless it, because grief, man, we spread the beef and got them divided all over. Yeah. Two Mackin, what's your thoughts? Grief, man, I have grief every time I think about what we gotta go through just to get it. Just so we can be able to get out here and live. Be able to wear our nice clothes and go and eat and be able to compete in this world. I'm telling you, baby, they got way too much grief that they just instill in people. People just ain't able to heal. That's why I'm able to give them some appeal, because I'm able to give them something that they can feel. You know what I mean, baby? So I say bless it, because if it wasn't for grief, if people wasn't in grief, there would be no belief in my services. Black Trump, what's your thought? Grief, they just had me in court yesterday. They won't stop. They want me to grieve. They want me to not believe that I can get back in the chair. They don't want me back in the Oval Office, but I have no fear. I'm resilient. I'm going to show dominance and brilliance. I'm going to get through these cases, but Lord, they keep throwing them on me. I can't get them dismissed. They want to keep saying that I owe them money. I don't want to give them that type of money. What are you talking about? At least bring the fees down some. And we can all be in accord with the plan that you have. I say rest the grief, because you keep coming at me with so much grief It's starting to overwhelm me just a little bit. Don't forget, I ain't as old as Joe, but I am an older man. I need you to understand that you can eliminate some of this grief you're throwing my way, please. We need this to happen so we can have an open door for 2024. I'm still going though, baby. Max Gangstar, what's your thoughts? Grief is what they give you. It's a free gift. He told you. You heard Billy B said they just want to give you grief. Grief is not even free. They gotta invest to give you grief. They gotta stress themselves to grieve you. And believe you know that the Creator made you for such greater things. Gave you the opportunity to have a purpose, to be able to get away from grief, to get to higher levels, to get away from them troubles that they try to give you and deliver to you. You can receive, but you got to do more than believe. You got to have the knowledge and apply and get away from the lie. Hallelujah.